Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mindverse. Today we are going to dive into something that touches our lives every single day, but is still full of mysteries, wonders, and unbelievable facts that most people never hear about. Yes, I'm talking about the sun, our very own star that lights up the sky, gives us life, and holds together our entire solar system. Trust me, the facts you're about to hear will absolutely blow your mind. So make sure you stick around and watch the full video, because each fact is more surprising than the last. By the time we reach the end, you'll never look at the sun the same way again. Let's start by reminding ourselves of just how important the sun is. Without it, there would be no warmth, no food, no oxygen, no oceans, and no life. Earth would just be a frozen rock drifting through space. It might look like just a bright ball in the sky, but in reality the sun is a massive, powerful nuclear reactor that has been burning for billions of years. So what are these facts that most people don't know? Let's uncover them one by one. The first mind-blowing fact is the sheer size of the sun. We see it as a glowing disk, but in truth it is unimaginably huge. Over 1 million Earths could fit inside the sun. Even though it looks small because of the distance, the sun is a true giant compared to our planet. In fact, the sun makes up more than 99% of the mass of our entire solar system. All the planets, asteroids, and comets combined make up less than 1%. The solar system is essentially the sun and a few tiny specks orbiting it. The next fact is about what actually powers the sun. Most people think of fire, but the sun is not burning like wood in a campfire. The sun is powered by nuclear fusion. Inside its core, hydrogen atoms smash together under extreme pressure and heat, forming helium and releasing enormous amounts of energy. The temperatures inside the sun's core reach around 15 million degrees Celsius. This process has been happening for over 4.5 billion years and will continue for another 5 billion years. That's longer than humans have even existed by a factor we can barely imagine. And here's a strange twist about the sun's heat. The surface temperature is about 5,500 degrees Celsius, which is unimaginably hot. But the sun's outer atmosphere, the corona, reaches over 1 million degrees Celsius. That means the outer layer is much hotter than the surface itself. Scientists are still puzzled by this, though they believe it has to do with magnetic fields and plasma waves. It's one of the great mysteries of astrophysics, and it shows us that even with all our technology, the sun keeps secrets. Another mind-blowing fact is the sheer power of sunlight. Every second, the sun releases more energy than humanity has used in all of history. Just 1 second's worth of solar energy could power our civilization for millions of years. Of course, most of that energy radiates into space. Only about 1-2 billionth reaches Earth, but even that tiny fraction is enough to fuel all life, drive weather, and power the cycles of nature. When you feel sunlight on your face, you're feeling just the smallest whisper of the sun's true strength. Here's something fascinating. Sunlight takes a lot longer to reach us than you might think. The photons we see today took just 8 minutes to travel from the sun to Earth, but that's only the last part of their journey. When energy is first created in the sun's core, it can take thousands or even hundreds of thousands of years to escape to the surface, bouncing around inside the dense plasma. The light you're re-seeing right now could have been born when early humans were still discovering fire. Now let's talk about sound. The sun doesn't sing like humans, but it does produce vibrations and waves inside its structure. These sound waves travel through the sun's interior and create patterns scientists can measure. By studying these oscillations, researchers learn about the inner layers of the sun, similar to how doctors use ultrasound to see inside the body. In a way, the sun hums a song across the cosmos, and if we listen carefully with our instruments, it tells us its secrets. Another incredible fact is that the sun is not still. It looks stationary to us, but it is actually hurtling through space at about 720,000 kilometers per hour. Our entire solar system is moving with it, orbiting around the center of the Milky Way galaxy. It takes about 225 million years for the sun to complete one orbit around the galaxy. The last time the sun was in its current spot, dinosaurs were walking the Earth. When you think about that, our lives seem incredibly short compared to the sun's galactic journey. The sun also isn't a perfect sphere because it is made of plasma and rotates. It bulges slightly at the equator. What's more, the sun doesn't rotate evenly. At the equator, it rotates once every 25 days. But near the poles it takes over 30 days. This is called differential rotation, and it highlights how the sun is a dynamic, fluid object, not a solid ball. We also need to talk about solar wind. The sun constantly sends out a stream of charged particles into space. This solar wind spreads throughout the solar system, shaping planetary atmospheres and creating auroras on Earth when it interacts with our magnetic field. When the sun gets especially active, it can release solar storms powerful enough to disrupt satellites, power grids, and communications. In 1859, the Carrington event caused telegraph systems worldwide to fail and produced auroras visible near the equator. If something similar happened today, it could knock out much of our technology. So while the sun gives life, it also has the power to remind us of our vulnerability. Finally, let's place the sun in perspective. It feels like the center of everything to us. But it is just one star among hundreds of billions in the Milky Way, and our galaxy is just one among trillions in the universe. The sun is not the largest star, nor the smallest. It's not the hottest, nor the coldest. But to us, it is everything. It is our life source, our constant companion, and the reason Earth is alive. Without it, there would be no oceans, no forests, no humans to even ask these questions. So the next time you see a sunrise or sunset, remember that it's more than just a beautiful sight. Behind that glowing disk is a story of scale, power, and mystery. The sun is a nuclear powerhouse, a cosmic traveler, a singer of vibrations, and the giver of life. And now that you know these facts, you'll never look at it the same way again. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of our star. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Mindverse for more fascinating content. And remember, the sun will shine again tomorrow, but now you'll see it with new eyes.